Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Asad Yaqub from Madian Valley, Madian Hotel welcomes you. Okay, it's going to be a wonderful video. It's cloudy, windy, birds are chirping, and I'm sorry the wind noise is going to disturb you a little, but don't worry, my voice is going to suppress any wind, okay, as I speak loudly. Well guys, in this video I'm going to give you some wonderful tips about IELTS essay writing, because many of you actually commented on my videos that you're making listening videos, reading videos, writing videos, listening, reading and speaking videos, but it's been long since you uploaded any video on IELTS writing module. So here you are, a series of videos on IELTS writing. Now let's make a start. In this video I'm going to tell you, I'm giving you some tips how to write essay in actual exam, what to consider, what to read, what to focus to write a wonderful essay in actual IELTS exam. So first of all, you need to analyze the question. When you analyze the question, you have to do 2 to 3 things. The first thing is you need to identify the type of essay, which is very, very important. In your IELTS question analysis or prompt analysis, understanding the type of essay is very important. Opinion, discussion, problem solution, advantages, disadvantages, and all that. After that, you need to understand the scope of the topic. You need to understand what the topic is, and that is only possible if you're going to read the topic again and again. Okay, so you need to understand, all right, the topic is this, and this can be included and this should not be included. You have to be very much clear about the topic. Don't explain one point and explain another point and you go beyond the topic. No, whatever you explain in 2 to 3 sentences, explain, elaborate that, and then conclude with the main topic. So you need to draw your outline. That is very important. Okay, now after careful analysis, you have identified the type of essay, you know its opinion, discussion, right, and you know how many paragraphs. Now you need to plan your essay. Planning your essay means, if it is opinion essay, do you agree or disagree? If it's a discussion essay, how many paragraphs are you going to write? If it is, do you think advantages outweigh disadvantages? So what do you think? First you need to make up your mind. With a clear mind you can plan your essay. Now if you think you agree with the topic, now you can plan your essay 2 solid arguments to support your agreement. If you disagree, same is for disagreement. If you're writing a discussion essay, you need to discuss both sides in 2 separate paragraphs, and then you need to come up with 1 paragraph where you give your opinion, and your opinion means which side you support. If you are writing advantages, disadvantages essay, you need to make an outline of 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages. And if you're writing a problem solution essay, you can write your plan like this, that problem number 1, solution number 1, problem number 2, solution number 2. So you need to plan all these things ahead of time. Like, you know, before starting a house, we make a plan, we make a blueprint of a house. In the same way, before starting your essay, you need to make a complete plan, and then you need to follow that plan and don't change your plan in the middle of your essay. Okay, that's important. After that, you need to develop a clear and concise thesis statement. Now thesis statement is the statement which will tell the examiner the type of essay you are writing. For example, if you're writing a thesis statement for an opinion essay, you will say, I strongly agree with this statement, and in this essay I will give my viewpoint, or I will give some strong arguments to support my opinion. This is what we call thesis statement. Okay, if you're writing a thesis statement for discussion essay, you can write, in this essay I will highlight both issues before reaching a final conclusion. And if you're writing advantages, disadvantages essay, you can write, in this essay I would discuss benefits of going to a foreign countries and some drawbacks which are associated with it. Something like this. Okay, so your thesis statement is the heart of your introduction, and the thesis statement tells the examiner about the type of essay that you are writing. So remember, you should have a very clear thesis statement. After that, you need to use a variety of sentences. For this, you need to remember 3 C's. 3 C's. C number 1, mainly use compound sentences, because you know compound sentences are the sentences which are regarded highly in the eyes of examiner for bench score 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5. Compound sentences are very good ones. So you can learn present simple, past simple, future simple tenses, present perfect tense and present perfect continuous tense, learn active voice, passive voice, and then learn to make compound sentences with these 5 tenses. For IELTS, if your English grammar is weak, please brush up your English grammar. Just learn these 5 tenses. Use of helping verbs, is, am, are, was, were, have, has, had. Use of modal verbs, can, could, should, may, might, and that's it. You don't need to go beyond this. You don't need in-depth knowledge of grammar and all that stuff, okay? So you need to actually use a variety of sentences. Number 1, compound, mainly compound sentences. Number 2, complex. In every paragraph, minimum 1, maximum 2 complex sentences. And number 3, conditional sentences where they are required. For example, like if you're giving an example, for example, if people go to a foreign country, there will be something like that. So you can use if clause, conditional sentence while giving example. So these 3 types are going to be enough with accurate tenses actually. Next, okay, you need to use relevant examples. For essay writing, do not give fake examples. Do not give fake surveys according to the survey conducted in United States. Not at all. IELTS essay writing is not a report. It's just an essay. It's a formal essay, right? So don't give any statistics. Don't write any reports, any calculations, any statistics, any numbers. And if you give example, try to create example. When you create example, please do not create personal examples. For instance, if I say, my younger brother who does not go to school regularly because he is afraid of his teacher. This is informal. And if I say, for example, children who do not go to school because they are afraid of their teachers, as in some countries still corporal punishments are in practice. See that this is the best example. So instead of using my brother, my uncle, my this, my that, you can take it to 3rd person plural. Plural example is better. People, children, women, you can give example of such type of things, and this example is going to be valid. So you need to give relevant examples. After that, stay on the topic. It is very common that students explain and explain and they explain one point, then they explain the second point. From the first point they pick up one point, then the second point they pick up one point from, and third point, and then they go beyond the topic. So that is why after every 3rd to 4th sentence in your body paragraph, you need to conclude. Therefore, going to a foreign country is full of risks. That is why there are many benefits of learning a foreign language, something like that. So the examiner is clear that the candidate is writing about foreign languages and this and that, okay? So you need to stick to the main topic, and for that it is important to consider the main topic, elaborate your point, and conclude that point in the like your first sentence should be concluded in the last sentence of your body paragraph, okay? You know, these amazing tips are coming now. Actually, I was not even aware of them. It's all because of the weather, atmosphere, ambience, place, and all that, okay? Your true potential comes out when you are in the right environment. So the same thing is happening with me. Okay. Next, they say use appropriate vocabulary. Now your vocabulary should be appropriate for essay writing, and please do not use irrelevant words. Do not try to impress the examiner with irrelevant words that you show that you know hi-fi English. No, there are 2 types of vocabularies which you need to cater for. Number 1, vocabulary which is related to your essay type. If you're writing opinion essay, you will use the words which are for opinion. If you're writing problem solution essay, a variety of words to express problem, a variety of synonyms to express solution. To resolve this issue, the way forward could be to overcome this problem, such type of words and phrases. And number 2, vocabulary which is related to your topic. If the topic is learning a foreign language, acquiring new language, language 1, language 2, right? If your language 1 is strong, you are highly likely to be inclined towards language 2. Language 2 is foreign language, okay, foreign language, language 2, French language, okay, international language, global language, lingua franca. So this is what examiner wants to see, words which are related to the topic, which are related to the type of the essay. No other vocabulary is required. I have seen 7-band essays with simple, decent vocabulary with a variety of synonyms, okay? Now, after this, you need to use appropriate grammar, as I already mentioned. Compound sentences, complex sentences, conditional sentences. Along with that, you can use proper helping verbs, modal verbs, okay? This is going to be fine. Second last point is proofread your essay. It's very important. Many students, when they write, you know, when you're writing, you're always ahead of what you are writing. If I'm writing sentence number 1, I'm thinking about sentence number 2. When I write sentence number 2, I'm thinking about sentence number 3. So you are always ahead of your pen, okay? Now, when you are always ahead of your pen, you are highly likely to commit some silly mistakes or some careless mistakes. For example, sometimes you forget to cross your T. Sometimes you forget to make a circle of your P and all that stuff. So proofread, and sometimes you miss the last letter of any word because you are writing fast. So proofreading can save you half band. Through proofreading, if you missed any letter in the word, if you missed any word, sometimes, you know, when we are writing fast, we miss helping verb. Okay, we do not write complete word, the last letter is missing or T is not crossed. So when you proofread, you can just correct this. Now, when you proofread, do not try to change the sentences. Do not think I add one sentence here unless it is computer delivered. In computer delivered, you can edit your essay while proofreading, but in paper delivered, it is not appropriate to edit your essay while proofreading. Just check for any careless mistakes and that's it. Right? And finally, if I go on, the last point is manage your time effectively. Time management is very important for essay writing. Whenever you write an essay, it's getting cold here. Whenever you write an essay, please manage your time. 40 minutes for task 2 and 20 minutes for task 1. Now, if I divide this 40 minutes time again, you have 20 minutes or probably 25 minutes writing time, 25 minutes and 250 words minimum. The rest of the time, 3 to 4 minutes for we call it brainstorming the topic and understanding the topic. 3 to 4 minutes for that. Then you can write your introduction. After that, you can write your first body paragraph. So you need to brainstorm and write down some outline. If it is computer delivered, you can type your outline and later on you can delete it. If it is paper delivered, on question paper, you can write your outline, and if they don't allow you, you can write your outline at the end of answer sheet, and at the end you can just remove that from there. But outline your essay before writing, like a house, like construction. Before writing your essay, your plan should be written and you need to follow that plan, and then you can write good essay. At the end you can actually proofread your essay. So 5 minutes for this, 25 minutes for writing your essay, and 5 minutes for reading. So in writing module, we don't have any time management issue unless you start thinking so deeply and you confuse your mind, and after writing half of the essay you realize it was a discussion essay and you are writing opinion essay. So then time will never be managed, okay? Otherwise, time management is not an issue in IELTS essay writing, but remember, you need to have 5 to 10 minutes to proofread your writing task 1 and writing task 2. All the best, guys. Thank you so much. I also teach IELTS online all over the world and on campus here in Lahore. If you wish to be the part of my online or on campus IELTS classes, my WhatsApp number is given. You can contact me for that. From this windy place, Madyan Hotel, Asad Yaqub truly wishes you all the best. Take care. Allah Hafiz. GoPro, stop recording.